In the air to right, and he did it again!
Welcome back to the Lefties 2 broadcast. Week 111 is in the books, and it looks like the top 100 has a top 3 that's not going anywhere soon. So how are people going to jump in the group of death? I don't know. That's one of those groups you may never want to be in ever again. But also, the question of the day is, where does Adder fit? Where does Adder fit? We're going to do a top catchers list and kind of predict based off of just, a prediction, my thoughts, my opinion, where we could possibly potentially put Adder in the grand scheme of things. And I want to hear, where do you think you're going to put him? All right, let's go to the groups. All right, the first group we have here, Eagles to Chill. Eagles to Chill, second place here in a Silver League. Not a high-scoring group. First place goes to the foreign team. That's what the Korean translation goes to. And in gold, Dodger Town tied with Eagles to Chill. Eagles in gold down 4th and 5th. All right, Baseball Canada. Nice to see them back in the top. Not a high-scoring group for them at all. It's OMG, I'm Still Alive, Korea, and Revolution. So, interesting group, but Baseball Canada gets the victory. Nice job there. All right, so Taiwan Representative Club, first place, nice score, 171. Padres missed a few games, according to my intel. Put them at second. So, in either way, Padres moving up still. So, getting that second place spot. Little Korea, third place at 152. So, not going to be moving back to 6,000. But Snow Poetry and Cats and Warts and Hemorrhoids moved down. Now, this is an interesting one because you're going to see here in the group of death in a minute where I believe Taiwan is going to be back up there, and the Padres might not be able to fit because I think Masaba scored more. But we're going to figure out what the group of 2 is going to look like. But I'm quite sure Padres, Korea, Lefties 2 is all going to be in there. All right, so got Mandalorians squeak out second place. Okay, Taiwan Super, nice job here getting the victory. And then Mandalorians stay at that 6,000 spot. And falling out would be a country for hardworking people to enjoy at 11th. But yeah, Sticks and Stone, Ball Busters did not have a chance at all in this one. Way too low in the top 100 rankings. But Taiwan Super gets to move up. Good job. All right, Eagles here. That's the aforementioned Eagles to Chills Club. 129. Good enough for second place. Aftermath OG. 164. Platinum 2. That is a solid score as they get closer and closer to the top 100. Redditors. Okay, 104. Not a good score here. 5th place is what they're getting. So, interesting groups, but America First 2 with 128 gets the first place. West Coast Clowns, nice job getting out of that 90 spot. But the team, Taiwanese Kindergarten and MJIB will be out of the top 100, finishing tied for 3rd, but under 150. So tough week for them. Sato, another victory here at 136, ranked 464, and it's getting a little bit harder for them to score as they move up, but again, Stars and Bars, not good there. Bomb Squad moves up, and I think Dream will move up too. All right, so Aftermath, 125, easy victory. Aftermath Uprise, second place, Evil Doers. So two of those teams moving up as they get closer and closer to the top 100. All right, Aftermath New Day, 125 here. Second place in gold gets them to move up at 8386. Again, that's the revamped club. They're moving through the bottom rankings pretty easily. Big Red Machine falls down again. All right, starts swinging. Not a good week for them, as well as Balloon. Padres dugout. This might have just got them to the top 100 that they knocked off. The Australians will be out of the top 100, it looks like. And Taiwan at 81. Taiwan, I think the ball goes up and I'll hit it, is the translation. Keep moving up for them. All right, so Misfits on deck, 59 here. So good enough for second place. True Blue gets the first place victory. Texas Tornadoes Third place, Major League in Braves 07. All right, Venezuela VZ. Not good enough here as big feature reading here. Gets the victory. Bayside Tigers. Nice to see them back in action as they move up here in Platinum Level 2. All right, so Taiwan 176 in Platinum 1. That is scary. Misfits, nice job with them getting second place. So Beast Mode, Alpargata, Korea, all dropping. All Stars, this is a tough group here. Again, American Sluggers had their very first opportunity to really show some stuff. Top teams in the leagues here. Baseball Bros gets to keep moving up. Blue Jays moving out of the 6,000 spot. All-Stars, like I said, and Baseball Bros. Tough battle. Big Korea moving out, but American Sluggers not yet ready for the big time. But, hey, they got there, so they can get there again. All right, Cooperstown 2, 117. Keep swinging, 107. Not enough to keep moving up. They're moving back. Japan 001, 108. Gets it done. Thin Blue Line and Chinese team did not get it done. Again, Cooperstown 2, man, that's a 74th ranking. Big win for them to move forward. Nice job. Cobra Kai, 113, nice victory. Gets it over the team from Japan there. They're called 10th Day Normaru Clan or something like that. I don't know. It's tough. All right, next we have the Group of Death, and like I said, wasn't pretty, but look at the scores. As you've seen the previous scores in Platinum 5, Lefties 2 at 155 is winning most of their groups that way. But Tough and Tender gets the easy victory at 200. It's ridiculous. 80%. Taiwan, 181. Perla Negra does exactly what they need to do. That's 1, 2, and 3 right there. They're going to be right back in there. And Masaba at 41 falls again. They're getting fourth place, and you're going to add Taiwan Representative Club in this same exact group next week. So you're going to add another club that can get in the 170s. So the competition to stay in the Group of Death is going to be tough. But Masaba just can't climb up, right? They can't beat the top two teams, and then they can't beat Perla Negra. And let these two chill. 130, even though they missed like a million games this week. Gets the victory with ease as Hanwha, second place there at 118. And then Namba falls back again. Moderated bunts, couldn't stay in the top 6,000 after a week. And then All-Stars tried to do it, couldn't do it. So they're falling back again. And last group here, let these two starter first week at the top 100. Did not go well. They missed a lot of games. That's one thing. They tried to fight towards the end, but again, no one's getting 150 in these bottom barrel groups, in Platinum Level 4 especially. But good job for Formosa win, getting the victory. Metropolitans finally get to move up a little bit at the second place. Toros fought hard, but not great. So they're going to probably get close to stay in the top 100, but let these two starter, OJ, IMA Club, both out of the top 100. So that is the groups that we have for the day. Let's go to the top catchers in the league. Again, answering the question, where does Adder fit, in my opinion, as well as the top 100? All right, we're going to take a look at all the catchers, and we're going to rank them, right? It's not a typical, top list. We've done a catcher's best list before, but with the new catcher added in, and his name is Adder, we're going to try to figure out where he fits into this. But let's take a quick look at him. And if you guys subscribe, or not subscribe, but join the Discord, we have a category where it's like future players. So our guy Matthew, you guys can subscribe, a little stutter there, to his YouTube channel. He posted a video earlier. But again, interesting question. He made this. Defensive catcher, contact 173, power 212, right? That's better than Matthew, by the way, I believe. Let's take a little quick look at Matthew, as we're going to take a look at all the catchers, actually. But Matthew in particular, 165, right? And 193 power. So he's already a little bit better And the biggest controversy is the fact that his fielding is 216. Now, I wonder if this is his max 14. I'm sure, yeah, this is probably his max 14 stats. So at 13, he's probably a little bit less. But everyone's like, oh, why is fielding important? You know, pop-ups, bunts, maybe. But, I mean, his throwing still 192. His power, 212 max ability. So even if you take away 10, he's still over 200 power. And his contact is similar to Matthew. And his throwing still probably around like 180-ish anyways. So the stats doesn't really matter, man. And again, with 96 players coming up, almost 100, you got to think. You really got to think. The fact that you could move your defense around, that's kind of a fun little thing, right? A little defensive shift. It's going to be fun. But again, use other players. Don't just stick with one lineup. That's boring, in my opinion. All right, so we have his ability here, his skill. Now we're going to go rank the catchers that we have currently right now. And we're going to, try to figure out, based off this ranking, where Adder fits in. So we got to figure it out, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 10, 11, 12 catchers in the game, right? Nia, Ricky, Jessica. That's 3, 6, 9, 12. So 12 catchers currently in the game, and the addition is going to be lucky number 13, Adder, okay? So we all know probably the worst catcher in the game by far, hands down, is Edwards. Now, again, he's kind of similar to Adder in the sense that his defense is high. He has that, 0 strikes. If you throw a strike and you hit it, that's 200 power. It's pretty good. So, he's pretty similar. Minus, he's faster than Adder as well. Just the contact and power, definitely low. So, he's the worst catcher. No one ever sees him. Maybe you see a bot with him once out of every 300 games, but no one's playing with Edwards, okay? Next, we're looking at number 11. Again, we're not doing the fancy graphics here. We're just kind of talking it out. All right? Just kind of figure out where Adder could be. Okay? Next, I would have to say, it's a tough one, but Mario. Now, again, Mario throwing is good, 200, but again, his main ability was to stop bunts, which he did a good job of way back in the day. But even with high power, decent arm, he's still probably, going to be somewhere number 11 right now being used. And then we go to Tony. Again, Tony, solid throwing, right? Decent hitter, like pretty above average in both power and contact. And then when there's 2 strikes, he comes up through clutch. That clutch ability is solid. You can see I'm batting 667 with him when I do use him. So he's right there at number 10. All right, going with that, Barry. Right, Barry, again, solid contact. When you're losing, again, Clash League catcher, probably one of the better ones to bring in and put on your bench. Just because when you're losing, you get the extra contact. Plus, he has that ability to have really solid speed. Again, another high fielding catcher. At 14, he's going to be over 200, so that's going to be a little ridiculous in my opinion. But, nonetheless, that's where he's at. Okay? So that's number 9. Next, we're going to go to, going to go to Ricky. Now, again, I like Ricky. Again, solid contact in that 9th inning, beginning of a game. Adding that extra speed and contact makes him a really solid leadoff batter, number 2 hole as well. But, throwing, not that great. And fielding, not that great. So, pretty decent power at 14 when he's coming up. So, he's going to be pretty solid when he comes in. All right. So, the next catcher here, as we're getting, the list is getting a little bit more difficult, but is Rose. Rose, solid contact, solid speed, terrible throwing, fielding pretty good, but again, not really relevant. But she's mainly focused on if you use Marie, right? Most people are not going to use her with any other pitcher. So she's kind of limited. Again, if you're going to use her, good, solid leadoff batter with the speed and contact, but throwing, people are going to steal off you left and right. All right, now, again, the catchers, again, I'm telling you, they're harder. They get harder and harder. But next, we have Murray, right? So Murray, again, if you're a rookie player, Murray is a definite, because the power is going to come. His throwing and his fielding right there at average. but his speed is pretty slow. But again, Murray is still one of those top catchers that's going to bring in some home runs for you, especially when you have batters on. All right. So now the list is getting a little bit more tricky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right. So next, Jessica. Okay, Jessica. A lot of people still use her. A lot of people still put her at the top tier to add that extra control, right? Which is great. And she's good solid contact, not good power, decent speed, and then average throwing and fielding. So she's an all-around good catcher. Helps the pitcher immensely, in my opinion. So she's right there and then next on the list. All right. Next for me is Angelina, right? So I think she's above Jessica because she helps out every single batter in the game, which is extremely crucial when you're messing around with below average contact lineups, right? When you're going defense lineup, maybe speed lineup with not a lot of contact. So having the extra contact added is amazing for me that I like using her. All right, so there we go. Next is Carlos. Right? I don't use Carlos quite a bit, but the fact that his ability to take away the steals, except when you're playing bots, for some reason they steal on you anyways with Carlos. But in that extra power does allow you to have that kind of solid walk-off ability. All right, next we're going to have Matthew. Right, Matthew again adds that velocity that we all know, solid power, low contact, and a good throwing arm. So right there, if you're using a high velocity pitcher, he's a great one to add as that extra speed. But for me, I actually like hitting faster pitchers. I can kind of catch up to that fastball in my opinion. All right, so let me double check. Yep, and that leaves Nia right now matched with Wade. Nia for me is my top catcher in the game, and that's just because my pitcher I use, Wade, right? So again, having her add extra spin where Wade already has 225 spin, this adds an extra 30 to it. So 255 spin is fantastic in my opinion. Now, that is the list currently. So where does Adder fit in this list? Again, right? You have the ability to have better contact. He has good power, right? And the fielding, again, I kind of agree with everyone here. Having high fielding hasn't really mattered. Even with outfielders having high fielding, I'd rather have better throwing than fielding most of the time. So, this is going to be more of an experiment kind of catcher I use to kind of get the defense working, right? Because, again, my main lineup is heavy power. And, with Jordan, and, again, Jordan is at 14, the dude's going to be stupid. But Jack and Rama right there in center field, right, being able to kind of fiddle with them. So right now, I'm going to be putting Adder in the catcher category, right? So again, if we go back, Nia, Matthew, Carlos, Angelina, Jessica, right? That's the top tier. I'm going to put him right in front of Jessica. So again, that would make him currently just this is just a prediction. So Nia being number 1, Matthew 2, right? Carlos 3, Angelina 4. That would make Adder about the 5th best catcher, right before Jessica, in my opinion, right now. Again, no evidence. Haven't had any gameplay with him yet, but just my thoughts on the ability that he could bring to, someone that likes to pitch a certain way. All right, so that's my list. What do you guys think? Where do you think he's going to be? He's going to be useful. Again, experiment is what it's all about. So let's go to the top 100. Wow, okay, Adder, going to be something special. Top 100 time here. Okay, we got 5 brand new ones. Now, again, not necessarily brand new, but back up. Elite's been there. Samurai Japan's welcome back. They haven't been there in a while here. Again, there is a Samurai Japan in the top 50, but this one has been out for a while. Guardians back in after about a week or two. Gold Moon, again, a team that kind of flip-flops. But 98, Tough and Tenders, that's their second place team. Again, number 2 team currently as the rankings say. The number 1 scoring team last several weeks, but number 2 ranked currently. And tough and tender, this team is going to be kind of moving up as well, so watch out. All right, Big Air, China 11, 777, Big Korea, Toros all moved down. And then Taiwan Representative Club, as their third team, is back up in the top 100. So Padres dugout, welcome back to the top 100. Nice job to see them here. They used to be a 4,000 squad way back in the day. They had to go through some crazy changes, but they've gotten themselves back up in the top 100. Congratulations. All right, Never Die, Rockets 83 moving up. Redditors, Sticks and Stones moving down. All right, Sang Sung moving up, but West Coast Clowns, Stars and Stripes, Hounds, and Revolution 2 all moving down. All right, Formosa Wind moving up again. Nice job. They're going to have a little tougher week, I think, this week. Blue Jays, Taiwanese Kindergarten, and Thin Blue Line moving down. Beast Mode stays at 78. Bambinos, Chinese team, Mariners, Full Send, LLC, all drop. Aftermath, again, no one's in that club. They move up. All right, American Sluggers, Ball Blasters moving down. Metropolitans, America First 2. Japan moving up. Taiwan, and that would be the strongest baseball team moving up. Slam Jams, again, no one's in that club. Staying there. Iowa 2, Revolution 1 moving back. All right, Marriott Group, no one's there. And Yankees, Nan's crew moving down. Spartans, nice jump from the Spartans and nice jump from Cooperstown too. There you go. Japan Samurai, 53rd. Hyundai Unicorns moving down. Camo Japan moving up was a big jump from 69 to 53. Team Japan, nice job. Yankees, nice job moving up. All right, Slam Jams 2, Nexus, USA MLB moving back. Bad News Bears and Righties moving up. Nice job. All right, Japan 001, 8386, and Venezuela moving back, moving forward. Legends moving back, and Masaba, man, again, they're not moving forward. They're staying right around there, but they just can't move forward. All right, All-Stars, Warts and Hemorrhoids, Sluggers, and Masaba. Both those teams have nobody in there. CPBL moving forward. All right, Baseball Canada, nice move. Veterans, nice move forward. Namba moves back again. And Chen Li Chen fan group here at 33. No one's there, but they stay at 33. All right. And Taiwanese Representative Club 2 moving back. All right. Taiwan Representative Club, the original, they have no one there. Staying there. Korea moving back. And Wild Ball League moving back. Taiwan Super, nice job. Top 30. Taiwan, nice job. Back in the top 30. All right, Snow Poetry and Cats move back again. Keep swinging. Big Korea, Eagles moving forward. Little Korea staying at 22nd. All right, Lefties 2 moving back. Big Dumpers, Soba moving forward. Moderated Bunts, a country for hardworking people to enjoy, moving back. Taiwan, OMG, Taiwan Representative Club 1, All-Stars all moving forward. Blue Jays moving back. And Mets 7-Line Army, Lefties 2 chill. Blue Jays, Mandalorians, and Hanwha moving up, as well as Baseball Bros and Padres moving up. So, Perla Negra, 2 weeks in a row. Tough and Tender, 3 weeks in a row. And 37 weeks in a row at the top spot. Again, someone's going to have to knock them off to get them out of there. Right? Got to have the competition. There's about 5 teams that can be up in here to kind of challenge them, but who knows? Anyways, that's the top 100. Thank you guys for watching another Lefties 2 broadcast. We'll see you next time.